That's my favorite kombucha, baby. That's that pomegranate blueberry. No, I am not sponsoring kombucha. But baby, I'm finna be drinking a whole lot of kombucha because baby, this good right here. Um, so I knew that I was coming into true alignment when I decided to allow things to naturally flow to me rather than trying to force things, trying to change things externally, and to choose love over fear and actually just walk in my inner knowing of who I am, and knowing that when I approach people or my presence, I have a strong presence. When I speak truth because my ancestors are with me, right? And even and I remember I was listening to Maya Angelou because she was talking about your aura, and how a lot of people, it's like, dang, I have the quote over there, but she talked about how people who walk with their ancestors, they don't need to speak with volume. They don't need to speak at all. Their vibration is what speaks. It's about who you are and how you hold yourself. You know what I'm saying? How you conduct yourself in everyday life. And I started to notice that I was in true alignment when, hold on, I got to put that down. I was becoming more aligned with myself when I decided to be just purely honest, let go of things that are no longer serving me a purpose. Okay? Anger, frustration, doubt, worry, fear, anxiety, and just overall, even certain people. And I'm not going to say I myself I've been that person where I have taken things personal. I've been the person to gossip. I've been the person to say things that I shouldn't say, to lie and do things that I should not do. But that was who I was before. That's not who I am now, because that's no longer my identity. I identify as a courageous, resilient, knowledgeable woman, right? And I feel like a lot of people gravitate towards me because of my aura and because of who I am. People just feel like they could just talk to me and they feel so safe and secure. And sometimes it might get a little bit on my nerves because sometimes I'm not the person, like I like to just stay away. I really don't like my friends, like people will say, oh, Alize, you're an extrovert because when you come around, you're like the life of the party. But no, baby, I'm not the life of the party. I'm the light to the party, because the party was dimmed, but once Alize stepped in, the party lit up. And for my people that know, you'll know when you actually come into true alignment with who you are, you'll no longer walk in that place of darkness. You will no longer see yourself as less than, because you will then decide that I'm going to walk the righteous path. I'm going to walk in the power of faith. I'm going to walk in the power of whatever you believe in, the universe, God, whatever. I'm going to choose to believe in myself and to take a chance on myself. And I feel like I've been learning that a lot lately with just being able to spend more time with myself and just figure out, who am I? Who is Alize? I'm a woman that's able to be very vulnerable with my audience, able to connect with people and speak for those who don't want to speak for themselves. And it's certain things that a lot of people will tell me that I don't see within myself. But I wanted to make this video because I wanted to really focus on, going back to what I said when I decided to choose love over fear, right? True manifestation to me is when you become truly, truly, truly aligned within yourself. When you embody the new version, when you embody the new version that you are meant to be. Because again, you're not manifesting these things. You're manifesting, or not even manifesting, you are recognizing, you're realizing, coming to a realization that, wait a minute, hold up, this is who I am. So you have now you're being given the book of spirit of spirituality, right? Or you're being given the book of knowledge. This is literally everything that you need to know, right? Everything that you need to know, whatever. Or not even just the book of knowledge, the book of who you are. This is everything that you need to know, every little step. You're having a guide that's being given to you. So it's either you could take the guide and you can utilize it in your everyday life, or you can just not do that and constantly keep going through the same cycle that you don't want to go through. Because there's a lot of repeated cycles because of how we are subconsciously wired in our minds. If we grew up, it always starts at home. And I believe that was Maslow's law. It always starts at home. It begins at home, right? So if you saw a certain way, you grew up in a dysfunctional household, or you grew up in an environment that was not only toxic but dangerous, certain habits that you're going to pick up, not because it's your fault, but because you've seen things, you've experienced things. So you are wired in a different way. But to break that cycle, you have to then take the guide, right? This is like, it's the same thing with astrology. Astrology tells us who we are. Astrology gives us the blueprint of how we could change our lives, and basically not only just our sun, our moon, and our rising, but astrology tells us the kind of individual we are and what, basically what we're good at, right? And not necessarily saying, because a lot of people don't believe in astrology, but astrology is like the blueprint to your life. I'm telling you this right now. So it's like you're given the blueprint, and that's what Neville Goddard did, right? Abdul gave Neville Goddard the blueprint, and I believe he also taught Joseph Murphy. So it's like when you think of the beggar, the thief, and the poor man, they're no different from each other. The only difference is the state of consciousness. Their state of consciousness and what they believe and how they're wired to think. See, a lot of, and this is the thing. That's why I say you have a choice. Manifestation is not about just only creating the life you desire. Manifestation is about you. Manifestation is you, because you are the God of your universe. You are the universe. You are the one that's recognizing that you can create whatever you want, and no one can tell you that you can't. All it takes is a shift in your identity. So it's not even just only, and the thing is this, it's not going to be something that you just boom. Maybe it might be. You might be the magic genie, baby. I don't know what you got. You might be like, shoot, shifting consciousness. What? Oh, I'm the baddest bitch, You might just do that. I don't believe you can, but I mean, hey, anything's possible, right? So when you have that choice of whether or not, because it's just like when I was saying on the self-love journey, just like with change, it's not neutral. It's either you do it or you don't. You choose to love yourself. A lot of people, if you know that you're waking up every day and you're choosing you, then yes, you're on the right path. So instead of you searching or thinking and looking, because a lot of us become so obsessive, and I'm going to put this out here because I've been that person, to become so obsessive over manifesting a specific person. Your specific person is not that special. You are the prize. You are the author of your own book. You are the star. So baby, stop being a fan. Stop being the fan in someone else's reality and start being the star in your own reality, okay? Start standing up for you. That means to create boundaries, right? And we're going to talk about that in another video, right? So it's really what are you going to decide? Where do you want to be? Because you could be over here, you could be with the rest of the crabs in the bucket, or you could be that crab that makes it out of the bucket. You save your life, you go, you know what I'm saying? You could be like everybody else, or you could be different. You could stand out. Be the outcast. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like everybody else. Because you don't want to just you don't want to just stay stuck in that same cycle that everybody else is in. I had people tell me who I am. But wait, baby, who are you? How you gonna tell me about you? Baby, you ain't no you can't make it seem like your crap don't stink, cause it do. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I started to do was I started laughing more. I started smiling more. I started just saturating my subconscious mind with more of my inner beliefs, but my true dominant inner beliefs. And those beliefs are not just only for like just a person, but these beliefs are for me, right? This is for my self-concept. So telling myself, and I get this from ChatGPT, being able to tell myself that yes, my presence is, my presence is like a gift amongst others. It's like a blessing. No, but seriously, like there's nothing that I need to say. I don't chase, I attract. Everything flows to me easily and effortlessly. Everything is flowing to me naturally. It just comes to me. I am magnetic. I am captivating. I am unforgettable. I am irresistible, irreplaceable. I am confident, or, just those type of things. I am majestic, whatever. But really actually just being able to continue to, because I've rewired, and sometimes the old story tends to creep up. The old story will creep up and tell me otherwise. However, I'll be like, oh, that's just the old story. Get out of here. I don't care about what you got to say, because what you have to say is not important. It no longer lives in this temple. It no longer lives in this mind, right? Because the mind is the most powerful thing. It is the most powerful thing. You do not want to waste your mind, right? You don't want to, and it's like, it's not only just about knowledge, but I'm talking about spiritual knowledge. When you start to really develop this inner beauty within yourself, it will then begin to radiate. You do not need to change anything outside of you. All you need to do is just continue, and don't be so, and hold on. Let me finish this. All you need to do is just continue saturating your mind with positive beliefs, right? And I also wanted to make a separate video on this, because a lot of people, I've heard a video saying that you can't imagine with your eyes open and it not saturates the mind. ChatGPT said that's not true. It does saturate the subconscious mind, because the brain does not know the difference between what is real and what is not. Okay? And that has been proven. So that is a fact. That's not even me pulling BS out my ass. So basically, when you are starting to be able to just, you want to step into that version of you that is undefeated. And how you're undefeated is when you raise that level of awareness, you raise that level of confidence, you raise that level of, inner work. Like, you're really focusing on leveling up, and that's the only thing that matters. You don't need anybody to make you feel like you are good enough, because you already are good enough. But it's up to you to take the blueprint. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of individuals will be on here, and you could watch all the manifestation videos in the world. You could listen to Neville Goddard. You could do all these things. But if you're not applying it, and if you're not applying anything, then you're not going to truly learn how to truly manifest what you want. Manifestation it's so beautiful. When you just are able to wake up and be like, I choose happiness today. I choose peace. You chose that. So there it shall be. Whatever you're projecting out is going to come right back to you tenfold. So if you wake up, you on the bad side, I gotta go to this dumbass job. I gotta see these ugly ass people. That was me. And you're just like, I don't see these niggas, man. Man, I already know Pauline gonna get on my nerves today. She gonna probably try to take her break longer than me. I'm sick of this hoe. You know what I'm saying? And you just like, and then you just experience all this bad stuff that start happening. You late for work. You in traffic. You see Pauline. She parked in your favorite parking spot. Then you see Pauline. She talking mess. You hear Pauline talking mess about you. Then she take her break longer than that. And they still don't ding her. They still don't write her up. But they on you. But you see, it's just so crazy because it's like you're creating your own path. So whatever you are going to think about, if it's negative, then yes, you're going to experience that. There's no denying that. If it's positive, then you're going to experience that too. Right? And so I don't want to get up, but I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up. Oh, I'm hurting. Oh, Lord. Okay. Oh, my legs. Oh, there we go. Ah! Okay. I'm in pain. So what I took from Maya Angelou, she said, those that speak the voice of the ancestors don't always need volume. They carry vibration. Those who are meant to hear you will hear you. So you know how when you're around a certain group of individuals, or when you walk into or inside of a room and people just get quiet? That's happened to me. People don't, that's happened to me. I'll just walk in. I'm just Big Zay in the building, baby. What's up? You know what I'm saying? But now seriously, I walk in. But that's because they feel your presence. Your presence is powerful. So it's the same thing with your SP. They feel you. They know you the ish. They know you the bomb. They know all that, baby. You know what I'm saying? But you don't gotta do nothing. You ain't gotta do nothing. All you need to do is focus on you. Hit that gym. Wake up. Do them prep meals. You feel me? Go ahead and get your hair done. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead and go out and take yourself out to eat, baby. Because, baby, you don't need to chase after nothing. We don't chase. We attract. And that's a fact. Okay? So, it's not even like, oh, me. Like, I'm so serious. Stop. Your presence is beauty. That's why when people, they get quiet because they know you got your ancestors with you. You got God with you. You got the universe with you on your side, baby. People be like, what? They not ready for that? Your vibration speaks. Your aura is vibrant. So why you gonna go out here and try to chase after stuff when you don't gotta do that? Become in alignment with who you are. Choose to be on the right path. Choose the path of spirituality. Choose the path of righteousness. Not even just spirituality. Whatever you believe in, baby. You know, I don't want to sit here and tell you what to do. But choose, you know what? Choose your own path. Choose your own path. Choose the path that you want to walk on. But make sure that while you're creating this path, you could look back at your life years later and say, damn, look at how far I've came. Rather than you choosing the path of resistance and then looking at your life years later and saying, damn, I could have done something totally different. Why didn't I take that chance to step into my power? Why didn't I own who I was? You know, why didn't I take that chance to rewire my subconscious mind? Why was I making all them excuses? Why was I telling myself that I wasn't good enough? Why wasn't I doing the work? Why wasn't I taking a stand for me each and every day? Why wasn't I cheering for me? Why wasn't I showing up for me? You don't want to live with that regret. So don't live with it. Don't trade it in for a small satisfaction that ain't even going to benefit you later on in life. Because that's not what we here for, baby. We here for something so extraordinary. We here for something different, baby. You on a different plane. You ain't got time to talk to these folks. What you talking about? And then when she says, those who are meant to hear you will hear you. You don't have to chase after your clientele. You don't got to chase after the people, after your people. They will come to you. So that's what I learned about true alignment. You feel me? Being able to just say, you know what, baby, you got this. And stop giving up. Don't give up on your manifestation. It ain't working 1 week. Okay? Terrell didn't call me. It didn't work this way. It didn't work that way. Jasmine didn't hit me up. Veronica ain't hit me up. Baby, they ain't hitting you up because you ain't even, you over there think about them. Think about you. Okay? Let me tell you something. I be telling myself, real talk, I'm that nigga. Period. I don't give a damn, baby. I don't care. I don't care. It's the energy, baby. And that's all that matters. So this is what I'm telling you to do. If you want to become truly aligned with yourself, create the path that is going to lead you to becoming limitless. Create the path that is going to lead you to success. Create the path where you can look back years from now and say, I'm proud of myself. Because no matter what I had to endure, this is preparing you. And I'm going to talk to you about this a little later. All the stuff that you're going through with you manifesting your desires is only a preparation. So get prepared, baby, because they on the way. And that's me, Legend Z out, baby, because you already know how Zay be on the beat. Can't be defeated. Ain't no people pleasing. I give them a reason. What they finna do? I'm changing these seasons. What you talking about? Get it from my granny pulling up in that caddy. I had to think about it. Yeah, I'm pull up in the caddy. Yeah, no, I don't want to pull up in the caddy. Pull up in the GT coupe. You know how I do. Every time I come around, my presence speak truth. Can't nobody tell me nothing because I'm living proof. Why you saying all this stuff about me? You ain't legitimate fool. You can't fit in these 9.5 shoes. Every day I praise G-O-D because you know he got me. My spirit guide's ready for war. Can't nobody stop me. And I'm out.